Hey guys, it's Nick from The Creed here, and I'm here today to talk about the future of Assassin's Creed. Some disconcerting news came out a little while ago, and I'm not sure if it will ever stay the same. So my question is, what will happen to Assassin's Creed? Spoiler warning, this video may contain major spoilers for all Assassin's Creed games, and there will be no restrictions whatsoever. So just keep in mind, you have been warned. Assassin's Creed has been a fantastic franchise. It has sold millions of copies worldwide and introduced players all over the globe to a world with secret organizations, hidden wars, prehistoric civilizations, powerful godlike objects, and interesting memory research. What's sad is that over the last couple of years, the series has found itself in what I would like to call a clusterfuck. It would seem like they don't know what they're doing with the games, at least in terms of story. The first 5 games that ended with AC3 had a linear and powerful story that engaged the player. It was clear what was going on and what had to be done. The motivation to keep going and to find out what happens next was present during all these 5 games. But as most of you know, Desmond Miles, the main protagonist from all these games, died. Out of nowhere. He was dead. He did not become what we wanted him to be, and he did not finish what he started. He was taken away from us and from the series in the blink of an eye. And sure, he died for a good cause. He tried to save the world, and in many ways, I accepted his death. And I was very curious to see what was going to happen next. After AC3, a year passed and the next game, Black Flag, was released. But this time, we weren't playing as Desmond. He was obviously dead, so Ubisoft replaced him with a nameless, faceless, first-person character that was employed by Abstergo Entertainment to develop games through memory research. And suddenly, the war between Assassins and Templars weren't there anymore. Not in front of us, anyway. Everything was happening from inside this beautiful, peaceful office. Thankfully, you discover that there is something odd going on, and you're contacted by the assassins, and just as the modern-day story is getting better, the game ends. It was a whole game where the character, in the end, didn't really matter. He or she was a normal office worker, and then in Rogue, that character is then replaced by another office worker that also has nothing to do with the story. It doesn't really affect it in any way. So when Unity was released, my hopes were higher. This was the game that would turn everything around and revive the modern day story, but no, there was even less at this point. You talked to a hacker through video chat, and the character you played, or at least looked through the eyes of, was sitting at home playing on a video game console. And that was it. Seneca didn't really change that. The same thing happened again, only this time you were presented with some video footage that showed you Rebecca and Sean and their hunt for a piece of Eden. And this was definitely better, don't get me wrong, but it's still so far away from what it had once been. The biggest thing that is happening right now in the Assassin's Creed universe is that Juno, a woman from the First Civilization, aka the ones who came before, is trying to take over the world. She has been present in all the games, even if there wasn't much modern-day story, she was there. And there were things that happened that were significant and very important, but it didn't give you anything else than more questions. So this is where my question fits in. What is happening next? The truth is, of course, that we don't know. It could be anything. They could reboot the entire series and forget about the story that has turned into this gigantic mess. Or they could solve it and actually bring good storytelling back and push the modern day story to new heights. But what I fear the most, and what I think is going to happen, is that they will simply continue to ignore it and give us small teasers along the way. It has to be mentioned, though, that William Miles, the father of Desmond and the leader of the Assassin Brotherhood, said that they were no longer going to use initiates. It was too dangerous. So the video chats with Bishop will most likely not return. But then what? Will we play as Desmond's son, or will we play as William Miles? Maybe we won't play as anyone, and just be dropped into the past with it being explained with some Animus bullshit. One of the leaders at Ubisoft France said to the press not long ago that Ubisoft will reduce the amount of narrative they put in their games. They believe that players don't want to be stuck in cutscenes and to be told a story. They want to create their own story and find their own way through a big created world. And in many ways, I agree, sure. Getting to experience a massive open world by myself and deciding where to go and what to do at any point through the game is fun. But I'm also in it for the story. If the story isn't good, I lose the motivation to complete it. Some games it works well for. You have Red Dead Redemption, Skyrim, Grand Theft Auto, Fallout, Watch Dogs, and The Witcher. But even they have a story. They all have a narrative. Not every single narrative is great, but some of them do have very good storytelling and a compelling open world altogether, so it is possible to do both. And Assassin's Creed has done that in the past, so I don't really get the controversy here. Just do both. Do what you used to. So what do Ubisoft mean here? Will they remove the current narrative and create a simple makeshift solution, or will they expand the open world and continue with the storytelling of the Ezio trilogy? We don't know. It wasn't specified, but it did say that they were not going to turn the franchise on its head. But comparing Syndicate and AC2, they've already done that. Before you controlled Desmond and you tried to save the world by traveling around the world and exploring the world and stuff like that, but in Syndicate, you're sitting at home playing a video game console and trying to talk to Bishop through a video chat. I would say that is turning a franchise on its head. But who am I to say? To finish, I would like to say this directly to Ubisoft, so if you're listening, please pay attention. I've been a loyal fan of Assassin's Creed for almost 10 years. The games have given me amazing experiences, and when I say that, I mean all of the games. I love them. They are fun, interesting, and they fit in the genre I like. Unfortunately though, after Desmond's death, it seems like you've lost your edge. Let Darby McDewitt write the story he wants and let him get the story back on his feet. Don't try to change it because you believe it will sell better. There's a reason Ezio sold well, and a reason for why Assassin's Creed grew to what it is today. It was great storytelling, interesting characters, and fantastic science fiction. It was different. It was new. And it still can be. You only have to be brave enough to try it again. Thank you for listening, and good luck. E3 next year is going to be exciting. To everyone else, thank you for watching and listening. Please like the video if you enjoyed it. I just had to do this sort of rant to just let my feelings out and my thoughts out on Assassin's Creed because there's a lot lately, and these news sort of pushed me over the edge. I just had to tell you. So yeah, and let me know your thoughts, of course, in the comments below. Share the video so the right persons actually will see it. And subscribe for more content, of course. I'm also doing a Let's Play. Check that out if you want to. And until the next time, goodbye.